All right, good morning. Happy Friday. Friday the 13th. Mwah. I just want to thank the people that have been sending me really informative information. I think it was when Race Against Adam, he sent me that compilation of the CDC figures on the coronavirus deaths and showing that the test isn't a definitive test that they use, which I knew, which I've been saying, but it was just the way that he did it, or she, I don't know if it's a he or she, they did it. It was very, organized, and somebody else sent me, what else did they send me? I forgot. Anyway, the size, it was the same person. It was the size of the microns of the paper mass, and then the size of the virus, and show that if the virus is smaller than the holes in the mask, then of course the virus can get through the mask, and the mask won't stop it. So I appreciate it. I really appreciate when you guys do stuff like that for me, because when I make videos, and you know that I usually put a lot of links in my videos, honestly, that takes the most time out of my day for having to do that, because I'll like do the video and I'll just go off the cuff, and then I'll have to re-listen to the video and try, and because I'm not, I don't really plan out what I'm gonna say. I like this style better. I don't like write a script and cut and paste. I do that more for my mini movies and stuff like that. But having to actually like research the links and track them down and making sure that they're still working, because a lot of the stuff that I've researched over the years, I have a link for, it's not working, so I might have to find another source. It really, really helps me a lot. So I really, really appreciate when you do that. And I really appreciate too when, I have trolls in the comment section and you guys eloquently, inform them. That really helps me. I mean, tremendously. You guys just don't know. So thank you for that. And thank you for making me laugh at your Kung Flu. I was like, you guys are wrong. That's so funny. All those comments, like, I really appreciate it, guys. Yeah, I love you guys. You guys are amazing. I really appreciate it. So is this apocalypse? Let me tell you guys, traffic is the bomb today. It's like, what traffic? It's great. I'm loving it. I was like, can it be the apocalypse every day? Like every weekday at least, God, because everything is shutting down. I just want to make one thing clear, that I'm not being dismissive of people that are losing their jobs or getting laid off or losing business. I have a friend that he said he lost $30,000 in business in 1 month just because he works in the entertainment industry, and he represents a lot of like dancers, martial artists, anything that has to do with movement, and a lot of the jobs that he gets goes overseas. And that's his bread and butter. It's his passion. That's his bread and butter. I've known other people that have gotten laid off. They haven't technically been fired, lost their job, but they're laid off until further notice. My mom works at Universal Studios. They're closing Universal Studios down. So I'm not saying that it's not serious in that fashion. So sometimes I kind of ramble, and I think that maybe I'm not clear. So I'm coming off as being a bitch, or like I don't care, or that I'm not giving credence to or meaning to anybody else. So if I come off that way in that situation, I apologize. That's not what I intend. Okay. So what was I gonna say? But this is my frustration, and I was on a Facebook thread, and I'm just like, what, I had to turn off. I don't know if people are still responding because I turned off my notifications. I'm like, I don't have time to get wrapped up in this. I went on a Facebook thread and I just went off because I see some of my friends, and it's not like just people on that thread. It was just like, by that time I was just reading other people's posts, and I was just like, I just happened to jump on that thread, so I'm not attacking the people that were on that thread specifically. But I see people that are super smart that aren't using their common sense in this situation, and it's really frustrating me, and I just don't want them to give into the fear manipulation that I see going on. So for instance, my big thing is right now, I don't know how it started. I don't know what it is. Like, it could be a man-made virus. It could be 5G. It could be the experimental vaccines that they were doing, that they were experimenting on the Chinese. You know, as far as China goes, I don't know what happened, okay? It could be, you know, they could shoot footage. They, like I said, they make really good movies, they have really good actors. They can shoot footage and, you know, say that it's real. We're not there. We don't know, right? We don't know. So, I mean, the mainstream media has been caught doing this before. So I don't see why that would be a far-fetched idea to think that, you know. Somebody posted something, and somebody else was made me aware of this because I missed that comment. But somebody else posted something in the bottom of the comment section saying that the Chinese people were yelling, "It's fake, it's fake." So I looked at that video, and I speak some Mandarin, but I couldn't make out what they were saying. So maybe, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, I just don't know. It could be the 5G. I mean, and then if that's the case, you know, whether it's a virus, whether it's 5G, whether it was people being poisoned from vaccines, intravenous high dose vitamin C would cure all that. So there's a guy that's a doctor who's in touch with people in Wuhan that are actually doing high intravenous doses of high vitamin C, and it's helping people recover fast. So why are they suppressing this information? His Facebook page got taken down. You know, I just would think that if people were really concerned about this virus that was trying to kill everybody, then if people are offering solutions, then why are they being censored? Who are they to tell people that it's not working? Why isn't the government trying to investigate if it's working or not? They're just shutting people down that are talking about it. And there's so much medical literature about how flipping amazing vitamin C was. People that were paralyzed with polio, nobody was cured by the polio vaccine, by the way. It's a preventative. Okay, let's just get that out the way. But there's documentation of people that were paralyzed in that era from polio being cured with high dose vitamin C, not like Flintstone chewables or eating oranges or drinking orange juice, but it'd have to be high dose intravenous vitamin C, ascorbic acid, right? Amazing effects on so many health issues. Same thing with colloidal silver or silver hydrosol, right? So why is the FDA coming out and saying that they're going to shut any business down that talks about high dose vitamin C or like colloidal silver, any other natural supplement that could, you know, stop the virus, right? So, you know, and that's a red flag to me right there. 2, there's no definitive test for this virus. I don't understand how people can say that we have this many cases confirmed when there's no test to confirm whether you have it or not. Like I said, I get screened every day when I go to work, at least because I travel around a lot and I work with hospitals, at least 3 times a day. Because sometimes there's another person at the desk, they don't know me, so I have to get screened again. They have to ask me the questions again. I'm just like, okay, ask me the questions again, you know, and it's the same. Do you have a cough? Do you have a fever? Have you traveled anywhere within the past 14 days? And do you know anybody that's been infected or traveled, you know, within the past 14 days to that area? And I'm like, no. Okay, they're like, fine. Then I get one of these. So I can go, so I'm, you know, it lets me, it's like my clearance, right? I can go. And then, like I said, that, I think it was the video I made called I Can't with the Paper Mask. I was asking one of the nurses, I was like, well, if I did fit that criteria, what would happen? How are you screening? And they're like, oh, well, you would go to the health department would get involved and then they'd have to test you. And I was like, okay, so I know, like, if you go to the CDC website, like the person that sent me that awesome breakdown, organized very well, he, or you can see that it's not a definitive test. So definitive test means that it would have to be an absolute showing that you are infected or not. You can't get a blood test and see the virus swimming around in your bloodstream under a microscope. Like you can, like a bacteria. I'm not saying that you can't do that with anything. I'm just saying with the virus, they don't test for viruses like that. They test for like bacteria, parasites, other stuff like that, but not viruses. So it's a whole completely different test. And these tests can, you know, if you're pregnant, if you're around animals, if you have the flu, can make you test positive. So that's what I'm saying. It's not like there's no way that they can confirm for sure whether you had it or not. There's no picture of the virus, right? If you notice, it's all computer generated pictures. So please explain to me how something can be confirmed when they can't confirm it. I'm just floored that people are just like, oh no, it's been confirmed. I'm like, aren't you like, see how they're confirming this? What test are they using? These are questions you should be asking, right? And but these are questions that they know that people are not going to ask, because they know once people are scared, they don't use their common sense. Their brain shuts off. So that's the only thing. You know, I think a lot of people are just more mad, and they do think that it's being overblown. So I don't think people are scared of dying from the virus, but they're more scared about the economy and their jobs. And I think that's more of a legitimate fear than a virus that they can't even confirm, that nobody's seen, that they don't have pictures of. I'm just saying. Okay? I'm just, you know, I think people are more concerned about the panic, about people hoarding supplies. My friend sent me some pictures of Trader Joe's in LA, and it's totally cleared out. Like 3 boxes of food are left. I've never seen anything like it. I remember one time though, when I was in, it was just one really, really hot summer, and we had this huge grocery store, and I went to the local grocery store, and there was no ice cream, and I thought that was weird. Like everybody had all the ice cream, like there was no ice cream, and that's one time I saw like the aisle cleaned out, you know. But as long as they're getting shipments, you know, it should be fine. I need to go grocery shopping soon, and I'm dreading it, because I think if I go and some of the stuff that I need is gone, I'm just gonna lose my shit just out of anger. Be like, there's no salmon? But I don't know. I kind of have a weird appetite, so I think that a lot of people won't. I don't know. I think I'll let you guys know. Maybe I'll take some pictures and show you. But I went to Sprouts yesterday to get a few things, and everything was stocked. Everybody was fine. But I'm in Texas, and my friend is in LA, so I'm just gonna make an assumption, okay? And this is what I think it is. Especially with like California. It's one of those states that has declared a state of emergency. They could declare the whole country in a state of emergency, who knows, right? But it's one of those states. B, because there are a lot of liberals in that state, they watch the news a lot. So they're easily manipulated, and they panic because they watch the news. And they believe the news. Even though they're pathological, perpetual liars, they still believe and watch the news. So, you know, if they're watching the news all the time, if they're plugged in the, you know, CNN, MSNBC, NPR, all those very left-leaning liberal stations, they're constantly being drummed in their head about the coronavirus, you know, every day, then, of course, they're going to run out to Trader Joe's and, you know, buy up the whole store. I'm just saying. Because I don't really see that. I see certain, let me see, I haven't seen it in person yet, in Texas. I don't really go to Walmart that often. But I've been shopping. I shop a little bit every day, because along one of my routes, there are a few stores that I hit to get certain things if I'm out of something. And I don't really see anything like that. You know, so I wonder if it has to do, I don't know, I'm just guessing with that, right? But about the media manipulation and how people are freaking out. Plus it's LA, and LA is in the middle of a desert, and there's just millions and millions of people packed in one little area. So of course, you know, the Trader Joe's is going to, everything at the Trader Joe's is going to be, you know, bought out. And then, so I have a friend in Minnesota, and she said that she went to the store too, and some of the you know, some of the shelves were like really empty as well. And what was I gonna say? And I think that's a progressive state too, or progressive, right? I think it's a blue state too. I think Minnesota's a blue state as well. I'm curious because I'm just trying to gauge where people are. If you're in a red state, are people are like freaking out less because they're not being manipulated by the mainstream news? I know it just seems like, I know I'm being I'm stereotyping a bit, but it just seems like people that aren't really left-leaning are understanding how much the media is manipulating people, so they don't really watch the media, so therefore they don't freak out. So, you know, but yet the left people are more left-leaning. People are more right-leaning. I'm sorry, don't watch the media. People are more left-leaning, or you know, do watch the media, and they're just freaking out like all the time. They're just being like puppeted on strings about everything. So I haven't seen it here in Texas. I live in Austin, but I also travel to a couple of towns a day outside of Texas, and I've gone to a couple of grocery stores just to see, like, gauge, and I don't see that. Like, everything still seems normal here. But I'm curious to know what you guys are experiencing as far as that. Please let me know, because I just, yeah, that's the only way I can gauge. I can't travel everywhere, so I have to, you know, ask people what they are experiencing with that. What else? So there are many different scenarios, and there's many different reasons or different agendas that, you know, could happen regardless, many different agendas that can happen with this virus scare. Because I focus a lot on vaccines and the pharmaceutical aspect of things. I've already made videos talking about that, so I'm not going to repeat myself, but you guys know where I stand. But I've been open. I have friends that also have different ideas about like why this is happening and why this is going on. I had a friend that he's older than me, and he's had an amazing life. He's traveled everywhere. He's a military brat. He like lived in China for 11 years. He's a super smart guy, so I respect his opinion. But he was telling me that he thinks this is part of like the Trump plan to defeat the globalists, and this is kind of part of his 4D chess in a short story to, you know, temporarily do this, and that's why the economy was going up and up and up and up. So when they did plan to crash it, he said he thinks it's temporary for a little bit, then he wouldn't be hurt as much. If he's watching this, I think I'm just trying to summarize what you said, dude. So I know I'm not going to go into the whole details. I thought that was interesting, and you know, it was a more optimistic view. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think we should be open to putting out different scenarios and reasons too, and that's another red flag. Like, why do they want to shut down like debate or you know, people talking about their version or their perspective on what they think is going on and why they think it is going on? We should be able to have these conversations. I don't really see, you know, what's wrong with somebody having a different point of view than mine. And maybe, you know, conflict leads to resolution. So why, you know, when you debate, it leads to resolution. If we really want to have, you know, fix these problems, then we're going to have to look at people's different opinions and different perspectives. It just makes sense to me. So why are they trying to shut that down, right? That should be another red flag. They just had a meeting with the tech giants on the subject of how do we stop misinformation about the coronavirus online, because, you know, people aren't following the official story, right? Because they don't control the narrative. That's what I think a lot of this is about with the whole media thing. Even since this election, you know, there are different layers and different tiers of all the drama and why certain things are happening. But I honestly would say the big one is that the mainstream media does not control the narrative, right? And the globalists, the corporations, they use the mainstream media too to enforce their narrative among people. These people are like hating or going too slow. They're like, curse me out probably. They because they can't control the narrative, and people are starting to think for themselves. And I really think a lot of all this disarray is also too because a lot of people are figuring out what's going on. A lot of people are questioning things. We're so grateful to have the internet and YouTube and be able to record things from our phone, right? I remember a few years ago they tried to push this campaign, Coney 2012. It was 2012, right? About this dictator in Africa, and they put together this whole campaign, and they were like, Coney 2012, he's torturing people. We have to stop him, and blah blah blah. They were trying to get children on board, and this little girl just came out and made a YouTube video. She's from Africa, from that era, and she's like, this happened like years ago. I don't know what they're trying to do. And she just laid it down. This like little 12-year-old girl, she seriously just threw a wrench in their shit. It was beautiful. It was very inspiring, just knowing that one person can put their perspective out and get people thinking in a different way. Just seriously threw a wrench in their shit and broke that campaign down. Whatever, they were planning, they were basically like, she just saw through the media's lies. It was awesome, right? So, you have different perspectives. You have videos where people, you can record your own version, and if the mainstream media says something or shows something that's not true, if you have your own version, you can record that and upload it. And, I know people are getting shadow banned and they're getting their stuff shut down, but they can't shut down everybody, and they can't shut down everything without shutting the whole thing down, and they don't want to do that either because they don't they want to, they're still trying to get their narrative out there. So either they're gonna have to shut it all down, but they've been trying to figure out a way to do it, and they haven't been successful yet. They cannot shut people down now. But the cat's out the bag, y'all. The cat's out the bag. So anyway, I'm going to be on Axel Truth's channel tonight. I think, no, it's going to be 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, it's going to be 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And then tonight on my channel, I have an amazing interview with a lady named Janice Barcillo, who's a researcher, an author, and I tease her, like, she's like multi-Facebook jail offender. She's always like, when I get as old as her, I still hope I have the tenacity that she has. She's just no BS, Great lady. So I'm gonna interview. I already interviewed her, but I knew I made a bunch of videos this week on this channel, and I wanted it to get proper attention, so I thought I would release it Friday night. I think it's scheduled to release around 7 p.m. Or it's a little bit over an hour. It's not too long. Tonight. So, you guys will have the weekend to watch it. And then I also have to rewatch the video and put the links in of the stuff that we talked about as well. But, trying to get more interviews together. I love talking and interviewing people. It's the greatest thing. That's where we started. This channel started as a podcast, and we just interview people. It's so fulfilling to me. I love it. And I love being on the fringe. I love being a little fringy. I kind of like doing my own thing. I'm trying to get a little bit more professional setup, but I like doing my own thing because then I'm not beholden to people telling me what I should say or how I should say it, because I don't like being told what to do. So I like suggestions. I like, I welcome that, but people are like adamantly and telling me like, if I should curse or not, or if I, who I should interview and stuff like that. I'm not really open to that. So, anyway, what else? I think that's it, y'all. Okay, guys, peace and love. I want to hear what you think. I want to hear if the groceries, like what the grocery store situation is in your area. If your job has been shut down, and what do you think? Are you scared of the virus? Are you scared of the coverage that it's getting? Are you more perturbed about the virus, or scared about the virus itself? Or are you scared of the economy and the way that people are reacting? And what do you think? Why do you think this is happening? I'm gonna be curious to know. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Peace and love. Bye bye.